And with that, let's move straight on to the next part. As I already promised you in the first part, we're going to take another look at the topic of narrow areas and edges. We'll encounter this throughout the entire car, but in this video, I'll give you the basic instructions again on what to pay attention to when polishing very narrow areas, working on finishing edges, or at transitions. That's the topic of today's video, and then you'll actually be prepared for the whole car because you'll find these things in all sorts of areas like the A-pillar, C-pillar, around the door handles, and there are various design edges. And today we're going to take another look at this on the tailgate because there we also have a nice crease plus a very sharp finishing edge. Now, here are all the important tips, short and to the point. Let's get started and have some fun. And we'll take another detailed look at it. Specifically here, right where the light changes shape, we have a transition. And up here, we have a classic finishing edge. And this area up here, if we were to work on it with a 125mm pad, meaning we polish here and then move over this way, we would be working very, very aggressively, especially with this heavy cut process right on this edge. And as we've already measured up here, the paint is really, really thin at the top. We had readings of 97, 98 up here. That's already quite low, but we still have a little bit of leeway. Still, I just wanted to avoid that, and that's why we're going to work on this area up here separately. You can also see there are still a few scratches here, some of them quite deep. So here's a tip for you. This area is about 4 to 5 centimeters wide. You can't reach it with the 75mm pad. You need a smaller polishing machine or smaller pads. And that also means using a machine for smaller areas. So today we're going to use an Evo Mini here with a 50mm backing plate. That fits perfectly right on this strip up here. And it can work perfectly on this area. Now regarding the edges, one last bit of theory. Here you have the edge. The polishing pad can extend over it, but you shouldn't run it heavily over the edge. What exactly do I mean by that? Let's put it on here. You can see it really fits perfectly. And now you might say, but it sticks out a little, Sebastian. But that's totally fine. Of course, you can also use a 30mm or a 38mm pad if you want, but for this strip here, you see here's the transition. This really works absolutely fine. It still moves around a little bit, but because our main polishing point is below the backing plate and there's quite a bit of pad overhanging here, the so-called safety zone as I like to call it, we can work with it without any problems. If you use a narrower pad, you really have to run a pass up here and another pass down here. With this pad, we can simply move along this line as usual and don't have to make sure to hit the edge at the top and the edge at the bottom again. Here, we just always stay centered and have everything completely covered. Because if we take a proper look from the side now, do you see that? That the edge lines up smoothly with the backing plate. And here, the edge also lines up smoothly with the backing plate. And that's just a nice indication for us that the pad is sitting perfectly on here in terms of shape. I'll start with this area up here and then we'll move to the other side. Polishing the entire area at once is a hassle. You'd have to walk around the whole car. So please make sure that you can always comfortably reach everything within your range. Evo Mini, the latest version with the 2.5 amp hour battery inside. It was fully charged again in the last few days by the last workshop participant. It was really put through its paces and now we'll put our pad on it. Again, make sure that we're nicely centered here, that we have a central position. Press it on firmly and now we'll grab the 0505. Again, just a reminder, the grey pads or all heavy cut pads tend not to absorb the polishes quickly because the foam is very firm, not like a really soft sponge. That's why you should only apply the polish to the central point in the middle here. Please don't put it on the edge here either. Otherwise, the polish will fly everywhere, so make sure to put it right in the center. About a diameter of 2 to 2.5 centimeters. The rest will spread out anyway. But this way, you have the advantage that the polish doesn't go flying all over the place. And now we'll get started here. With the Evo Mini, make sure to turn on the speed and immediately press the minus button with your thumb so we can quickly bring it down to level 1. This is also a used pad. A bit of dust might come out here too. But that's not from the polish we just put on, it's from previous polishing sessions and maybe not everything came out during cleaning. So just make sure here, if a bit of dust comes off, either blow it away with a duster or always wipe it off with a cloth if it gets to be too much. First, spread it out nicely because it also needs to distribute itself a bit in the pad. Is that enough already? Now I'm going to show you a really important tip that you might never have heard before. But it's something I teach to all my workshop participants. Attention! When the pad moves in a moment, you'll see a fully colored pad in the center and a semi-transparent pad on the outer area. Pay close attention to this now. You have the fully colored pad in the center, and that's the pad that's actually doing the work. What you see on the outside as semi-transparent or slightly faded is the pad that you can use to go over the edges, so to speak. I hope you can follow along with this now. This means we focus while polishing. This also has a bit to do with the camera's frame rate. I can see this very clearly with my own eyes here, but I think it was also visible on the camera. I've also shown you a still image again. With this pad that you see, with the inner part, that's what you use to polish. You can basically ignore what swings on the outside. With that, you can also go over edges. I'll show you again. So, holding the Evo Mini with one hand isn't that easy either. You saw that I was always at the edge with the inner, fully colored pad, and the other part could swing out over it. And that's exactly what you should focus on. Have you ever heard of that before? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, that's a tip from me, because it's something you can explain really well to a beginner. This also applies to the large pads. Exactly the same. But with the small ones, you can demonstrate it even better. And now you also know how to go along the edges. And that's what we're going to do now. Yes, and since we've already done the test spot on the large surface, we already know that we definitely need the gray pad and the X0505. That means we're not going to do another test spot up here on the small area, obviously. And here we go already with the polishing. You simply go over this surface once completely in the longitudinal direction. You don't need to make any zigzag lines. Since the pad perfectly covers the entire surface, just go nicely straight over the middle. You can then apply a little bit of pressure at the edges and tilt slightly to the left and right, so to speak. But I think with this size, with the 50mm size, it's really perfect. You really just need to go up and down. If you use a smaller pad, you'll have to make several passes, so to speak, because the pad doesn't cover everything. Very important. Here I also noticed that the battery was still from the previous day's workshop. It wasn't fully charged anymore. That's why I put in a fresh battery here. You can also hear it right away from the sound frequency, and then I went over this small surface several times nicely. Really pay attention to the temperature as well. Take it nice and slow. Give it enough time. That's always the biggest mistake most people make, even beginners. And I also see it with people who have polished several times before. They go over the surface way too quickly. We don't give it any time at all. The whole thing needs to be able to work calmly as well. That's why you should move slowly. As you can see here, I'm going very slowly and keep checking the temperature in between. Over time, you don't have to put your hand on the surface every 10 seconds. You'll eventually get a feel for it. Also, apply good pressure to the machine so you can achieve a nice result in the shortest possible time. I go right back to the edge, and now instead of a cross pattern, I use a back and forth motion. So it's about 8 or 9 times that I go back and forth here in total, and that should actually look good. You also have the ceiling light above, which means you can see directly through the polish film whether the result is improving, and then you can respond accordingly. But actually that shouldn't be a problem, and with the Evo Mini you also have a very smooth machine, even with the orbital stroke. You can see it's actually very relaxed, and I always say the smaller the polishing pad, the greater the joy of polishing. Now we have this slight haze in here, but in terms of scratches, it already looks really good. There's still a really deep one here, but no, that wasn't even a scratch. A small haze here from the tape is still in front of us, from the adhesive on the cloth. That can happen sometimes too. No, that looks great. Can I catch the ceiling light here? Yes, right above it. Look, that actually looks pretty good there. Or here, it starts again with the old layer. And here we already have a nice clear image. But I would definitely, I'm still refining there. I would definitely go over it again with a finishing pass. You can still see a slight haze at the lamp here. We'll take care of that in a moment too. So, as you can see, the approach here is actually similar to what we did on the large surface. First, we use the cut version with the Kraus Pad 0505. As I said, that will also change again in the upcoming videos. I won't always use the same series of polishes. We'll also experiment a bit and look at different techniques. But here again, it's a two-step process, another point like before. Cut and finish. Now with the blue pad and the 0406, we'll just go over it again with very, very little pressure. We still have a few passes left, but significantly fewer, of course, because we don't need more than that. We just want to remove the haze a little bit more, and then this should be completely taken care of. Do the same on the other side, and then it should actually be perfect. So it's really, really easy to do. As I said, everything is linked below, and if you have any questions, they're always reachable via WhatsApp. That's it already. So for finishing off this haze, you really don't need to go over it for long at all. Just glide over it, and then we'll carefully wipe everything down again. You can also degrease here again if you like, as I already showed you in the first video. So it really looks very, very nice. A beautiful clear image. It also gets the focus. Since the paint here isn't as nice and thick as in other areas, I would leave the result as it is now. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And with that, we've actually completed the whole process. Now, of course, do the same thing on the other side. And also back here, where the strip gets a bit narrower, this line just fades away into nothing. That means you can really go a little bit past it nicely here as well. Here too, you have a very, very nice finish. Yes, and with that, I would say we've significantly improved the condition. Another important step, so to speak, completed. You know now how to work along an edge like this? What should you pay attention to? Keyword: fully colored pad on the inside and semi-transparent on the outside. I think that's an important tip, and it's also easy to understand, so you can use it as a good guideline. Especially with the small pads, 30mm, 38mm, 50mm, and even 75mm, you can make very good use of this. That's why my tip is, even if you have a large flat surface, like here on the hood, where there are no bends or anything, I would still only go with the 125mm pad about this far, about 1.5 to a maximum of 2 centimeters up to the edge. So don't always try to work exactly right up to the edge, because you'll still have some inaccuracies. Instead, get about 1 to 1.5 up to a maximum of 2 centimeters close, work cleanly along this edge, and then use a small machine. I've already made a video about this for you in the past, just for the details. I always say for the finishing touch, to make it absolutely perfect, go over the frame at the end with a narrower pad, just specifically along these frame strips around the part. This way, you simply get a perfect result, because often you can't get into such corners very well, or there are transitions where you just can't reach with the large 125mm pad. You've seen the procedure. What do you need to pay attention to? I hope this was short, concise, and understandable. But I also tried to give you as many details as possible. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or feel free to contact me via WhatsApp. You can also support us through our partner WashGuru. Feel free to use our discount code here for 10% off, and we also get a little something from it for upcoming projects and new test products. And for everything related to this topic, so we can keep providing you with informative videos. So thank you very, very much for your support. And we'll see each other again in the next part. And that will be on a different component again. We're going to take a look at every single component of the vehicle. Roof, doors, C-pillar, rear bumper, front, mirror caps. Together, we'll make the car look great again, step by step. Until then, keep it shining. Yours, Sebastian. Ciao, everyone.